All right, guys. Good morning. How y'all doing? Let's see. Let me just get my chats set up here. Then we're gonna do some Lua coding. Let's see. All right. There's the Rumble and there's YouTube. All right. Oh, let's see. I was just looking at my next devlog post, just talking about what I'm working on. Just trying to stay on track here. So yeah, we're doing the itemization, gameplay stuff. Buffs will be. We want item buffs soon. Maybe today even, if we can get all that. We want to get the item stats sort of. We want to calculate the player stats and how the item stats alter the player stats and all that kind of stuff, and how buffs alter the player stats, and items that apply a buff just for having them or wearing them or drinking a potion or something like that, or or hmm that sort of thing. And we're gonna do that in script, not in C. So we want to distill it down to the minimal amount of information we need in the C program, and then pass it in from the script. The same thing with NPCs, not just the player. Let's see. Audio level's good. Yeah, I guess so. If I sit near the microphone, is it? Yeah, that's I guess that's probably about as good as I can get without having stuff in my way too much. All right. We don't need that. Let's see. We're definitely gonna need this. And we're going to be transferring stuff into here. Like this same idea as the weapon here. We're also going to have some other stuff, other stats that are computed by scripts, but things like movement speed. So, what else? Where do we begin? Maybe in here. Yeah, so I was thinking we could make a little test script that'll just load all this stuff up um, in a command line Lua without the game, just for quick testing. So let's see. So it would be in source Lua tests maybe. We'll make a test folder in there, I guess. And yeah, we also have a test folder in this tab here. Right there. Yep. Oh, and what's in that proposals file? Let's put that in the editor. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Sketchy, but that's the idea. let's just shove that over there. Inventory, are we done here for now? We're going to be replacing some of this code here. So yeah, I guess that's probably the first order of business. Yeah, let's break up the inventory into, do we want to, how do we, I know, we're just going to have we're going to have an index that says where the equipment ends and the cargo inventory starts. We're just going to say, equipment, no, cargo inventory, cargo index. First cargo item after equipped. Yeah, that'll be a good way to do it. And let's actually code that before we're just gonna mock this up before we start. So we're gonna, let's say there's gonna be 4 cargo or four equipped items just as a test. And then we can put some code in here to, where's the part where we're going through all that stuff? Draw panel inventory, we do all this shit. And then we increase the row height. So we gotta have, let's see, after the highlight, after stuff. We don't even need that. Do we need that stuff? I guess we do. Maybe we'll just put this right up at the top. So if I equals inventory cargo index, then we say we'll skip a row first of all, and we just gotta say we gotta put a GUI label like that. It's gonna be, let's see, x1 y w. What's the width of this whole section? Let's say w minus margin times 2, and is it, yeah, button height, I guess. And then we're just gonna say no, inventory. Yeah, and we'll say equipment at the top a bit later. So let's just see how that looks. Whoops, wrong tab. Okay, inventory right there. Yeah, so we got to make that text bigger. And these will be unequip, and these will be equip. And yeah, let's see. Is equipped equals true. Then after that, we'll say is equipped equals false. And then we can use that as a condition down here. Yeah, here. So if it's not equipped, we'll do that. Otherwise, we'll do that. All right. Oh yeah, and the size should be bigger. And let's just turn off the sorcery tab for now until we get that tab bar customized better. Get that layout cleaned up. So, and we got to make the equipment label quite a bit bigger. And we're also going to label the panel. Where's the panel label? It's somewhere else. Let's see. Where's the thing? Up here. Let's just override the size for this. I'm gonna say set GUI style label to let's say text size times 2. I'll change it back to text size. Now maybe let's just set the default size, because we're getting the text size from the default, so we should set it back to what it was before. What did I do wrong? Oh, GUI. GUI set style, not SUI yet style. Whoops. Oh, I gotta put the text size here too, right? We're setting the default text size to a value. There, that's better. What else we gotta do? I want this whole thing to be a scrolling panel. So I gotta go back to where I just was. So where do we draw our scroll panels? Let's just highlight that function. There we go. There's the right panel. And where's, so we're drawing a GUI tab bar over here. And what about our, wait, aren't we drawing some kind of other panel? Oh, the window box, that's it, for the inventory. Okay, so, no, we're just gonna draw, guess we're gonna draw a GUI panel. Is that a thing? What do we use for the context menu? That's a good one to check. So UI menu. Where do we draw the thing? Not the menu, but the wrapper. Heading, window box, GUI panel. Yep, bounds, and it does have a heading, a text heading. That might not be what we want, but we'll try it, I guess. So we got bounds and a heading. We'll call it equipment. That might not be right. Wait, does it return anything? Yeah, I guess it does have an X. Okay. So wait, where was I here? All right, equipment and inventory. Yeah, see, that's what I was afraid of. So I don't want that. I just want like I don't want anything with a label. I just want an empty box. I think we just got to draw that sort of manually. And we're going to use this for the tab, for our custom tab container also. So maybe we'll just use a single tab version of it. Like instead of showing tabs, it'll just show one heading. And we want them all to be the same headings in the tabs. Same heading text format for the tabs and equipment and inventory headings. So let's see. Where do we use something like that? Main menu maybe, or title screen? Let's see, window uses this thing. Let's take a look at that function then. Raylib extensions. That's what this is. So, okay, this is a big thing. Here we go. This draws just a panel. So let's make what are we gonna call this? Int in GUI panel. Is it a panel or a box or something? Border. It's just a filled box basically. We'll call it a GUI box. GUI box. Yeah, I guess so. And that's just gonna take one rectangle bounds. That's it. So that's basically GUI panel without heading text. So we're just gonna say, yeah, just like that. GUI panel without a heading text. No, wait, what happens if you send null for the text though? Does that actually do what I want? Let's try it. I assume it doesn't because it didn't do what I want in that in this function here. But possibly. Yeah, maybe. No, I don't want the white border. That's the one problem with that. So yeah, we're gonna do syn GUI box. No heading. No heading. And I guess I don't want the I don't want it to return anything though. So it's gonna be a void, and we're just gonna use it here. So we got to give it a just bounds, yeah. And oh, we will give it a font size since we take that here. Yeah, and we'll put that up here too. And we'll just pass that through. Oh, wait, no, we don't. I don't want the text there, do I? What am I thinking? So it's just gonna be the bounds. That's all we need, right? We got color, border, bounds. That's everything we need. We'll draw our own text. We'll draw the text for this function there, and no text in here. And we can indent that like that. Whoops. Then we'll just put this down here somewhere. Where's my Raylib extension shit? Oh, there we go. And it's unconditional. Oh, what did I screw up? Oh, we don't have the color there. Oh, we need it down there too. Okay, so that's better. So now we just need to change the height of this whole panel to use this whole frame here. Wait, maybe we don't even need that, do we? We don't even need that because the scroll panel will just provide, it's going to provide that. So we just do, let's see. So we've got, content height. Yeah. So without the heading height. Maybe. Yeah, okay. So we just need to put our equipment heading at the top. Oh, wait a second. We gotta no, the Y value has to be different. All right, so on the left panel, it's got to be Y plus heading height and H minus heading height. We'll just use it there, not here. And wait a second, we gotta put that label at the top too. So how do we do this? We'll just copy that up here. And what are we using for heading height up here? Text size times 2. Let's actually call it that over here also. No, not here, here. We can just plug that in there. And we might want to make it more like 1.5. Yeah. Oh, we just have to. Oh, we gotta adjust the Y also. Like that. All right, so that'll be good. Now we actually gotta we got to do the inventory sorting in Lua. So instead of this, we're gonna, well, yeah, we're getting the parameters there. So now we're gonna have a get inventory function instead. So it's still gonna take an NPC ID and it's still gonna return, a version of this basically, but sorted. So let's see. We're gonna say get NPC inventory equipment and inventory, let's call it. And then we count that out. Let's see. So we got, wait a second, we got that and that. So we don't want that. Just that. And do we want to return the, we gotta set this value to. So let's actually have this return. Hey, morning Squishy, how's it going? So we're gonna have this return two values, and the second one will be what do you call it? Okay, so that's gonna be -2 now, and actually that'll be -1, and cargo index will be Lua 2 number, right? 2 number -2. That'll be the first return value. So now we got to go set this up in Lua. It's going to be in the NPC functions. So there's some, where's that, like get NPC parameters? So we want to get NPC inventory or something. So function get NPC EQ inventory turns get NPCs equipment and inventory, and so it returns turn values EQ count and items, I guess. Item list. number of equipped items and item list equals items in that order. We'll say, okay, so that's NPC. Then we'll call inventory equals oh, we'll just do that. We'll just shorten it to INV, and then output item list equals blank table. We'll call EQ count equals 0. And then we just got to loop over this. So here we go. Maybe we just do this twice. So if we don't need that. So if item dot we gotta look at enums. So we want the slot, yeah. Yeah, that would be the equipped slot, if any. And we don't have anything dealing with that yet. So if it's not an empty string, then a table dot insert item list item end. Then we're going to do that again for the let's see, so that would be equipped items that's not empty, and unequipped items next, and then we just return that stuff. EQ cunt item list. All right. Think that'll work, guys. Let me just close some of this junk. And neaten that up a little bit. Close that. Close that. All right, here goes. Yeah, so Squishy, we are working on the inventory system. So it's actually returning everything. Let's just change the name of that last spell to where is it? Spell last. So that should show up last in the list. All right, now that's the third slot. Let's look at enums again. So yeah, that's the third element in those arrays. So yeah, the slot is the third element. So, oh, I know why it's not working. We forgot one little thing. um, actually, we can do EQ count equals number of items so far. Yeah. Okay, so equipped items at top. Then cargo items. There we go. Yeah, that's correct. And then we got to update all these other functions to actually update the JSON data. And what happens if we do this? Say unequip. Now we can't re-equip it. It's not showing up down here. We gotta change that. And we might want some way to sort the inventory. So that means yeah, there's a couple ways we could do this. How's my stream? Oh, we got some dropped frames, guys. Not much though. Looks like a couple seconds of scuff. It looks like it's my internet. Anyway, we're getting there. Where's my to-do list? Here we go. So check that off. Check that off. And then we got to do some of this stuff here. We got our equipment on top. That's good. Now I guess let's see. Let's just run it. So when we unequip an item, wonder where it should we add it to the top of the inventory or what? Or maybe it just stays. Does it just stay in its sort order? This is a kind of a tough question. Let's make this text smaller. 1.5x. Where do we do that? Here. .5. Same as button height, but whatever. Yeah, that's looking better. And I think we could fit that size, we could have 1, 2, 3 tabs over here. No problem. And we could make it a little bigger, or we could make some of this stuff wider. We could change. These don't have to be the same size. Or we could just leave the tabs this size. I don't know. And we probably want a backdrop too, like just a transparent shading. Just to make everything behind us, make everything behind the UI dark, and then this guy will still be standing out. Also let's just finalize these changes. That works fine. We're not going back. No, I won't change the indent. It's obvious enough what we're doing here. Let's just do that. Okay, so comments only. Yep. Okay, so hey, good afternoon, Sage. Morning, whatever. How's it going? So you done any streaming lately? I think I saw you. I think I saw you last night, but I didn't get a chance to say hello. It's probably. Oh yeah, that was when I was doing my stream, and I was just like, ah man, I'm too tired for this shit. It's tough doing those afternoon streams sometimes. Yeah, I've been streaming more consistently, banging my head on iClone 8. Yep. iClone, that's like a posing software, right? Kind of like a better DAZ. Lip syncing and stuff. Okay. Yeah, I think it does. I think iClone does a whole bunch of. It's like a 3D toolbox, right? 3D character toolbox, I guess, or just an animation and shit. Let's see. What do we call this? Equipment, inventory. All right. Yeah, animations mainly can do poses, but it's basically animations. They do have an animation creator, and I use that too. Cool. Is that what you were doing to pose the guy driving? Yeah, I noticed, like you said, that was um like you normally you're using like DAZ to and you're mostly using a lot of pose libraries and animation libraries. So So you were kind of a little annoyed that you had to pose the guy driving and do it all manually. Yep, made the whole animation, but I'll get faster and faster. Yeah, yeah. Looks like it has a pretty good interface. Like, you just click on the body part that you want to move. It's got little clickable areas for the hands and the fingers and all that. Because the stuff I use, well, yeah, I guess it's kind of the same idea. You've got the bone lines, and you just click on them in Blender, and then you press like R to rotate or G to move, S to scale. Mostly rotate. Yeah, yeah, it's really good. Yep, better than Daz. I've seen some pretty good stuff built with Daz. Um, Also things like like isometric RPG characters rendered in Daz, and you just like you can export a sprite sheet with like 200 animation frames. A rubber shoe is better than Daz. Yeah, it's so slow and glitchy, and it doesn't even show you like an accurate preview of what you're setting up in your scene. Yeah, Blender's way ahead of that. Has been for 5 years or so. Yeah, what was it like? Blender 3.8, I think, is when they added the no Blender 2.8. This was over 5 years ago. Um, that's when they added their real time engine, like a realistic. They used to have like the Cycles engine, which was ray tracing but slow, and then they had the Workbench engine, which was just kind of like a shitty preview. Kind of like what Daz has, um, or sort of like an old school, like a '90s 3D game engine, that kind of quality. And then they added this EV engine, which is like real time, high quality, like sort of like modern games, or like what Unreal has, but not that fast. A little more emphasis on render quality. So that's really been nice. And iClone works good for Unreal Engine too. They have a live link. Oh, nice. So you don't have to import stuff into UE. Nice. Yeah, Squishy might be going, I should check. I don't know, Squishy, what do you ever play with that stuff, or does your system work good enough as is? I think iClone's expensive though, right? That could, if you need more than the basic version, I guess that could put a lot of people off. All right. My motto is if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yep, just finish your game using the tools you got, right? Then next time around you can think about doing things different. Unless you do like me and you just say, "Ah, I'm not gonna finish this version. I'm just gonna start a new one." And that's why we're building a tech demo here, and not saying it's gonna be the full game. Get the gameplay and the engine working as best as I can, then worry about making a full RPG. Um, oh, it's $400 for the full price for iClone. Character creator is 200. They have half off sales often. It's not. Yeah, that's definitely not out of reach for most people. If if you're a little even a little bit serious. That's like the price of a mid-range GPU. Yep. And it's not rented, you actually own it. Oh yeah, that's good. Let's see. Hmm. Oh, let me just check over on mines. Yeah, but there's a lot going on there. People are just talking about how dead it is. Well, me talking about how dead it is. Hmm. A lot of people are just busy. I don't know. I think people are kind of tuning out from mines because it's becoming clear that they're just trying to milk the users for money, and it's like, nope, I'm not paying for that shit. And if you're gonna start charging for it, I'm just gonna look for some other place. And then there's that guy who started up that Abyss Cafe site. It's just a Fediverse site. Um, for so I'm on there now, and I'm probably having more conversations on there than I am on Minds this week. Even though there's only like 10 people there. But they are, some of the more active people from Minds and Rumble. From that crowd on Rumble anyway. Let's see. When they bring in a new version, you own one prior, they give you a big window and to have it half off right off the gate. Don't have to wait for Christmas or yeah. So when the new version comes out, if you've got the previous version, you can get it half off right away. Only once every 3 or 4 years. Yeah, see that's good. That's reasonable. Let's see. What am I gonna do next here? Got a vague idea of what I want here. So we gotta handle the equipping in Lua. So, all right. So, what do we have here? We got to organize some of this stuff. We're probably gonna move this human stuff. Wait, what do we got here? We got that. It's down to one thing. and load NPC and load NPC model. That's it. Yeah, so this has to be we gotta, I guess we want to merge that into the NPC functions. But I don't need to deal with it right now. Let's see, we'll look at the proposals later. Ideas, whatever you want to call it. Main, we don't need that. We are gonna need this, I think. Yeah, just for reference, maybe. So we got to get this organized a little bit better. So like in here we have, well, you do equip item, unequip item, update inventory items. Is that up here? Yeah, that just does this, and it yeah, updates. It just rebuilds this whole, it just reloads that array with whatever's in Lua. And so that, yeah, so that's easy to update in the inventory UI. And what is, oh, that's for the appearance panel if it's open. So I guess it's easy enough to just update this immediately. Let's just see how that works. Of course, it's not going to do anything, right? Because we don't have anything. I don't think we're actually updating the JSON data in Lua, so we can say unequip that, but it's, yeah, see, it's not going to do anything. Unequip the dagger, nothing happens. Okay, that it wields it in the 3D model, but it doesn't update the inventory in Lua or Lua JSON, whatever. It doesn't update the inventory. The master list is in the script system, and this does not update it. But hey, look at that UI though. It's got this whole list that scrolls down like that. You can do that. I don't really like how it selects the thing while you're scrolling, but whatever. I think we can live with it now if we have to. Then there's this. So like if we equip a ring, it shows up here. If we get out of here and come back in, it's still there because the 3D is what's driving that. Alright, so I guess the next thing we gotta do is update the inventory. We gotta update the script inventory data in real time when we equip and unequip something. So that means we got to do it in here, right? Gotta give that some thought. Let me take a quick break. Yeah, should I? I don't know. Let's see. Can we keep going here? We got to do a Lua function to get this information. Yeah, this would be where we pass the information from Lua to C, where we calculate all the stats and stuff. We've also got to have a function that stores any color customizations back into here in this array. The colors will go there, something like that. I haven't quite nailed it down. We've got colors here also. So we could actually, instead of having colors here, we could have pseudo inventory items for the, body, hair, eyes, or the hair could be a wig for, for 1700s. Apparently everybody wore wigs back then. At least the higher classes. They're basically a hat that looks like hair. Like white hair. Like they're all anime characters. Let me just run the game again. So where are we? Let's just take a look at it. We got our change log, work in progress. Yep, that's pretty much up to date. We're working on the inventory system some more. Settings, I do want to add a bunch of gameplay, or well, we got a bunch of, that's just a test. Okay, I want to add like simulation settings pretty soon, although it's a bit early for that. We got to add more volume. We got to add music and sound effects volumes and stuff like that. This could use some work, but kind of a low priority. Video, there might not be a lot of options there, but we'll just keep that for now. Yeah, I don't know. Test is just TTS for now.
Hello.
We got turn-based mode. Definitely want to do some more work on this. You can press 1, 2, 3, whatever to select these guys. We're gonna have to do outline colors to show who's selected instead of just turning them green. And we don't want the time of day changing in turn-based mode. We gotta slow that. We gotta get that right in the regular real-time mode also. Slow it down and make it actually match the clock. But that's on my list. Yeah, let's see. And here's the vampire sim. So yeah, so today we just want to get equipping items, equipping and unequipping, and getting their information into C, into the real-time game code, not the scripts. And I'm just thinking about how we got to organize this. So you can equip and unequip and drop items from this inventory UI, and you can customize them in the character panel, in the appearance panel, or tab, I should say. And this is just for the UI. But we've also got to deal with loading NPCs at startup, basically. So so we've got a script function that loads an NPC from Lua. So that would be in levels here. You've got this function. Where's the function? It's right there. Wait, that's get item config. Where is the Oh, what the fuck? What is this doing here? Get item this is this actually working here? Or is it also over here? Well, I guess I didn't mean to do that. So that's right there in the middle of this function. Let me just paste it here and see if it's the same thing. Yeah, it looks like it is. So if I take it out of there, if I just keep that there and take it out of there, does it still work? Kind of wield a dagger. Yeah. And there's is there any way to unequip anything right now? Yeah, that works. And we're getting killed slowly by an NPC. Well, not that slowly. Alright, so that's what we're looking at here. When we load a level, we gotta we load the main GLTF file. Let's see, first we load, there's some JSON data files, and we've got some of that is information passed in from Blender that's not in the GLTF file, like where all the any objects in the level. Then we got, here's where we load the level GLTF file itself, so the scene and the terrain and buildings and stuff, basically. And then the terrain, which is in a separate file for now, and then any interactable objects that are in there, like assets, basically, we load those. Those are also GLTFs, so we got to load them individually and place them in the scene. So we got, well, we use the same function for that. And then we got to load all the NPCs using this load NPC function. So, and that's defined in, these functions are all defined in C. So load NPC is in this human.c file, which might as well merge it in with NPC, but probably not now. But that's we've got load NPC right there, and then we've got this, that's just a helper function kind of that does the work for that one. Where is it used? Once up above and also in the character screen. to load to show the yeah, to show your character on the right there. And this is commented out. That's just that's just some test code. Which oh, that's for when you die. So yeah, we'll leave that there. Do I stream to Twitch? I only stream to Rumble and YouTube. And mainly Rumble. Like hardly anybody ever watches on YouTube. I've been trying it out for the last month or so just to have some kind of a backup. Was gonna use like Odyssey, maybe BitChute, but I don't like the way they're going. They just want to be normie platforms now, it seems, especially Odyssey. Yeah, you were thinking of multi-streaming to all platforms. Yeah. I know Twitch is really fucked up lately, so I don't bother with that. But I do see some people on here who are still streaming on Twitch too, even VTubers. Um, and you know how hostile Twitch is to them. You stream to Twitch also? Yeah, Squishy. Haven't had much issues, but I get no views there either, though I don't advertise to Twitch. Yeah, I had no idea you're on there. Yeah, this is a good diversion. Um, gives me something to think about besides what the fuck I'm doing with this code here. Fucking coding, as you would say, Sage. Yeah, this is a bit of a headache. Oh, now this is kind of weird. Look at this. So it says my YouTube has 0 dropped frames and the timer reset to like 5 minutes ago. And it doesn't say anything about. Let's see what's going on here. We had one viewer at some point. Um, one chat, me. I'm not really sure what's going on with the chats there. Let's see, 11 a.m. was that's when I started, yeah. I don't know, go figure. But yeah, YouTube must have had a little dropout, but I didn't see it complaining about the scuff. Weird. Yep, that's what I do, says Sage. I'll just stream to all but talk about Rumble and urge that platform. It's just so much fairer. I get deboosted on YouTube, and yeah, fuck coding. Yep. Yeah, YouTube, it's like I can't get deboosted because I've never gotten anywhere to begin with. I know I've gotten that on, I used to use Twitter more, like, I don't know, last decade. And anytime the only way that I could ever get any attention on there was like by talking some shit about politics or whatever, and once in a while, like one time I got like 100,000 views on some reply to I was just commenting like some electric company was in California was all why like the real reason they're having all these problems is because they don't maintain their lines and they're causing wildfires because they're incompetent and lazy fucks. But they're so the media was trying to push this global warming bullshit. It's like you're lazy fucks. You don't maintain your lines and also California doesn't do any brush clearing. They don't do controlled burns. They just let everything build up until it creates a giant inferno, right? So I was talking about that and I made a pretty good comment about that and I got like 100,000 views on that post and some good replies and shit. And then I got shadow banned because they were like, "Fuck you for challenging the narrative." And that happened to me a couple times, and then I was just like when COVID started, I was pretty much perma shadow banned. And I wasn't even one of these guys who was like, "Oh, COVID's completely fake," and I was at first I was thinking like, "Oh, hey, is this like a real? Is this the real thing?" And is it coming out of this lab in Wuhan? And I actually, I was one of the guys who figured out which lab it really was. Um, well, I figured out that there were two labs. And everybody was focusing on this one. Um, but it could have been either of them, I guess. But it's like China does all this shit to like hide stuff on maps and GPS. They they sort of like it's not really encrypted GPS, but they have an algorithm that changes the GPS signal that uh it runs it through a mathematical function so that know the if you don't know the parameters for that, it's like you can look at stuff on a map, you can look up the GPS coordinates, um, and it doesn't match what's on the map unless you're using an approved app and you have the right permissions. But it's like but I just noticed I'm like, well, currently their maps, their positions show are like over here, and if I find the same intersections and stuff, they match up with this over here on like normal, Google Maps or whatever. And I'm like, oh, so this place is actually over here, like half a mile over this way, and it's like, oh, hey, look at that! It's this big lab complex out in the middle of nowhere. Not really nowhere, but in the suburbs of Wuhan. And yeah, what are you guys saying? Quote, COVID woke up a lot of people. Yeah, there were a group. They were trying to. That there was a group trying to claim that viruses are not even real, which seems almost like flat Earth. Heard about it. We had it. Realized the flu was more deadly and laughed ever since. Still got clowns here that I see wearing masks. Wish they go back to California. Yep, yep. At the hospitals up here, they still make all the employees wear masks pretty much. And a lot they do have employees there who are like, you know, Trump guys and stuff. Um, yeah, I didn't realize how fake this stuff was gonna be. I was thinking like, oh man, that they're doing all these vaccine studies and whatever the fuck they were doing there, tampering with the virus DNA with SARS and shit and bat viruses. I'm like, yeah, this is gonna create an outbreak. Um, I sort of feared the worst from that. but it turns out that it was mostly just hype. Like we're gonna create a genetically modified virus and release it into the wild. And I think it took them like 5 years later than planned. Like they're trying to do this back in 2018 or something. Well, maybe it took a couple more years than they would have liked. Um, but it's like they're planting all the seeds in the media for like the narrative that they wanted people to be afraid of. And they're working on these viruses and they were doing everything wrong so that they would get out into the wild. And and then they were inflating the statistics to make it sound like it's a deadly plague. And you had Trump saying it's a deadly plague, um, and pushing the vaccines. I mean, it's like, no, it's hard to find anybody who's blameless in this. But yeah, it's like who's that guy? One of those guys like Razor Fist or Black Pigeon. I think it was Black Pigeon who was saying like one of the first casualties of a pandemic is the truth. And people just freak out when there's a pandemic. People just freak out and start believing whatever the fuck they want to, and you get this stuff with like some people think it's like the worst thing ever, some people think it's not happening at all, and this is just like normal human behavior. It's pretty black pilling. Trump was naive in his first term in this regard. FDA approved the vax. There's a bare minimum of a 10-year study. That's when I stopped believing in all this FDA shit. Yep. Yeah, I guess, yeah, you could forgive Trump for being naive about that stuff because a lot of us were, but maybe not that naive. It's like he should have known that these guys like Fauci and there's some other people in there in the at the NIH and shit. That's it's all coming out now. Just a lot of nepotism and corruption and fiefdoms and people. I mean, all this government funded science especially is just full of fraud, full of people just milking the system for grant money, not doing real science, pushing their bullshit theories on everybody. And uh and they can't just do this on their own and leave the rest of us out of it. They, you know, like governments use this to make policy that fucks us all over. Same with the global warming shit. His second term is rocking balls. I'm like McDonald's. I'm loving it. I'm gonna shut up on politics. Well, I think you're a little optimistic, sir. But I hope you're right. But I doubt it. I think it's kind of a mixed bag at best. I mean, I wish people would be more like, yeah, that's great that Trump's in office and he's doing something, but we got to do most of the work ourselves. We gotta um like it shouldn't even be partisan so much. Just like we gotta tear this shit down. We gotta tear all this shit down. And yeah, we gotta sacrifice some things, some prosperity and shit. Um, yeah, we can't have all the modern conveniences. Um, it would be better to do without a lot of this stuff than have certain rip it all up. Yep. Maybe not everything, not like total revolution, but tear down the worst parts of it. That's all I'm saying. Tear down all these corrupt institutions. 90% of government, 99% of government, whatever. Just start purging and purging and purging. Not anarchy, but a lot less. Like Argentina. At Argentina, yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, they had a major financial crisis there like 10 years ago. Or maybe it's longer because time flies. Am I ready to tackle this? Load NPC. So when we load NPCs, we gotta load all their. Well, let's see. So we got NPCs is oh, the guy in Argentina cut government agencies like 60%. Yeah, it's a good start, but we got to do more than that. At least 90%. I'm really seriously thinking 99%. Especially like if you count all the state and federal governments and all the businesses working for them, like defense contractors and shit. And there's so much more than that. Social service agencies and shit. They've got millions and millions of people so-called working for them. Universities, colleges, all that stuff, schools. Um, it's just full of so much useless shit. Um, and then what do you do with all the people who are going to be out of work because of that? Um, I don't know, man. but but the economy's fucking breaking, and this stuff Trump is doing, he's not even doing enough, but it's enough, probably enough to completely trash the economy. So we're gonna have like everybody out of work. We're gonna have riots and shit. It's this is kind of where you actually need the government to step in and say, all right, we're gonna put everybody to work doing something useful. We're gonna make sure everybody has food and heat and all the essential stuff. Um, yeah, cut the funding, it collapsed. They can learn to code. That's what they told us to do. Yeah, but you really, it's like if we just had total libertarian anarchy, everybody do their own thing. Well, you're just gonna have a bunch of fucking losers who are out of a job because they were sucking on the government tit for so long, and then they're just gonna start stealing and rioting and shit, and um, you know, then we're gonna have uh, well, we could go into like a Balkan situation or like just like total genocide and all that. Um, could we could have like a Holodomor or what was that thing in China? They had like the Great Leap Forward or something where like 100 million people starved to death because they just decided we're gonna do communism now, like full communism. And the Soviets did that in the Ukraine and all over the place. They all get 8 months benefits. If you can find a job, if you can't find a job in that time, you need help. Uh, yeah, I mean, it's gonna, when you put that many people out of work, like if they're really doing what needs to be done, if they're doing like 10% of what they need to do, of all the cuts they need, if they do 10% of the cuts they really should, they're still gonna be putting so many millions of people out of work that it's gonna be a I mean, it's already dragging down the economy. Like these people aren't they're losing their jobs. They're afraid of losing their jobs, so they're not buying anything they don't really need. So it's hurting all these other businesses that actually do sell stuff people want. But it's like non-essential. All the most businesses sell stuff people want, not things you really need. So it's just dragging down the whole economy. And yeah, I don't know. That could be a good excuse for why he's not doing enough. Who will pick the fruits? Government officials, of course. Yeah, I mean, I've done some farm work the last couple of years. Not much, but I mean, I like doing it. But but there's a lot of people who just won't be able to handle that, or they don't think they can. And it's not really enough work for everybody. It's like the food, the food literally grows on trees and shit. All you have to do is pick it. Like, you weed it, you plant it, you weed it, you water it, you pick it. You hear that the EU is thinking about cutting welfare because they need to now bolster their military spending now that the US is backing off of Ukraine. Yep, yep, that should go over well. Yeah, the Europeans are like all of a sudden they're like, oh shit, we're gonna be on our own. We actually gotta fend for ourselves and cut welfare, get rid of these migrants. Yep. It's interesting times, huh? But yeah, it's gonna get ugly before it gets better. Yeah, yeah. Americans are tired of being taken advantage of. What makes me mad is all of Europe has literally no army and depends on us. So they have good programs and standard of living while we have subpar. Um, yeah, they don't really have enough, that's for sure. And they don't like they're all worried about their environment, so they don't drill for oil there. They don't mine as much coal as they should. They don't have enough nuke plants. They do have too many solar plants though, because they think that's clean for some reason. Like just like cover up fields and forests with solar panels. That's fine for the environment. That's green. But they don't want any. They don't want it. They're afraid of pollution from oil drilling and gas drilling and all that shit. But that's what they need to do. Um, and they need to have more factories, and they got to accept a little bit of pollution. Um, I mean, when I was in the 80s here, it was a bit of a problem in the cities, like smog and stuff. And that got better even in the 90s, 90s, 2000s. That wasn't too bad. Except in some of the cities. Um, we there's definitely a balance there, and we've gone too far away from pollution. Yeah, yeah, bad times to fix it, but good for the USA. Should be good for Europe in the long run too, and everybody. Then you got all these people trying to start. You got all these people trying to start big wars. Like trying to keep the Ukraine thing going, trying to turn it into World War III. Invading Iran for Israel. Yeah, carbon dioxide is not a bad thing. Yeah, I mean, it's global warming. The science of global warming is fucking fake. If you look at it, if you look into it, and you start looking at the papers that they cite to justify everything, it's all fucking bullshit. And all these climate models, they're just measuring temperatures at different temperature stations all around the world, and they don't have them everywhere. They don't have them in the oceans and shit. They don't have them up in the mountains and stuff. They're mostly around universities in cities. And what happens? The cities get built up over time. They There's lots of pavement and roofing, which creates heat, which heats up the thermometers that they're measuring. So if you just keep track of these thermometers over the like 150 years, and you're gonna see the temperatures going up. But if you look at the thermometers that are not in cities, they're not going up. It's and then they're just sort of averaging everything out, and all the ones in the cities make it look like the Earth is warming, but it's not. Lunch is over. Gotta run. Yep. Thanks for hanging out, Sage. Good chatting with you. Oh, let's see. I've been going for almost 2 hours here. Let's see. Squishy, you're starting at 2, right? Yeah, it's Thursday. That's your last day of the week for streaming, right? So, all right, I'm just gonna stick around here till then. Then I'm gonna raid you on Rumble, and who cares about YouTube? 2 o'clock. Yep. Oh wait, it's yeah, that's an hour. That's over an hour away. Well, am I gonna go that long? I don't know. If I dive into this whole NPC stuff, um, I'm kind of thinking I'll just end the stream and oh, you're making candied peels? What kind of peels? From the Townsends on YouTube. Hmm. Candied peels. So that's like sugar and some kind of fruit peels or something. You could probably just boil those up and then dry them or whatever. Orange, orange and lemon peels. Yeah, I think I may have had those before. Soak them for 2 days, then boil in sugar and water until translucent. Yep. Probably got a lot of vitamin C. Unless the boiling kills it. Let's see. What do we gotta do here? We gotta load the NPCs, and so somewhere in here, like, so we're doing this, we're passing the NPC data to this C function. So what we could do here instead of that is we like process the data and send it to that function. Is there anywhere else where we're calling this from? That's where we hook it up. That's the same line twice. So I've got it here, and what's here? That's create NPC. And do we even use that? So basically the level loader loads NPCs. And create NPC runs from God mode. So All right, so that's fine. So load NPC. Load NPC comes in here, just grabs the name, ID, name, position, and stuff, model, and it just loads all that stuff into this structure in C. Where is it again? Here. Or here, sorry. No, here. And then it gets all the colors. Okay, we're gonna have to change this logic for sure. And let's see, the hair, this is changed. Then we also have this load NPC model function down here. So that's all that stuff. So, and do we use this anywhere else, or can we just combine those two? We call it from there. We had a test there, and oh yeah, we call that in character also. Yeah, so basically we have this function called from a script, and then we have the C function. So really, so maybe we want to thin out this function, move some of this functionality over to the C function. Let's see. That's just loading the animations, setting a collision mesh, and having them be unarmed at first, and then we probably shouldn't have that. Where does that come from? Up there. Okay, so we don't even use that anymore. So let's just comment those out. And then, yeah, and then the colors, we gotta, so that's gonna be, so this just puts the NPC into the scene, and then this other stuff has to go through and pull all the information from here and update the appearance of the model and equip weapons and stuff, which happens. Let's see, that's where that equips that does the hair. And I don't think we have anything handling the weapons right now. But anyway, for this one, doesn't this get some yeah, this gets the NPC parameters from Lua. So we don't really need to pass all these parameters to this function. We could even just say here's the ID number, and then then this function can call back from C into Lua to get the NPC parameters, and then run this other function which would get more NPC parameters. I don't know, kind of a mess. All right, I'm gonna end the stream now. I'll be back in a few hours, hopefully, and I'm gonna take some time to think about this on my own, and without boring you guys too much. So it'd be nice to go to 2, but yeah, I gotta take a break. So see you at 2 Squishy probably, and have a good one, and everybody go to Squishy's stream at 2, and I'll be back on at 4 or so. All right, yeah, peace out.